This is GB Camper Conversion's latest micro camper conversion that we do. This one's based on the Ford Transit Grand Tourneo. Seats have been removed and we've put our conversion in. So although we've done this vehicle before, this one's a little bit more bespoke for the customer. We've had certain requests. The first one mainly being fitting the sink and the cold water tap. So we've managed to incorporate it into this unit. Again, this customer's picked the colour scheme, and this is why it becomes bespoke. And this is what we do. Although it's a similar layout to what we normally do with the two bench seats, like I say, it's the unit and the request of the customer asking for specific items, which makes it more bespoke. So we've got the sink and the cold water tap with the supply of the water and the waste container in the cupboard below. So we've just put a little top on just so that you can still use it as a bit of worktop. And that's just a cover that can come off there, and then you've got your sink, nice deep sink, half decent size I suppose for the size of the van that it is. And then we've put a switch in for the pump, so we drop the switch down, and then we should have, if I put the water pump into the fresh water, drop your pump into the bottle. So you got your fresh, you got your waste, and hopefully we do get some water. So he's got his cold water supply there. So it's taking it from the bottle. We're not emptying it into the waste yet because I haven't pulled the plug, but emptying it into the waste. We'll get a bit of weight in there as well. So there we go. That's why this is a little bit more bespoke than normal, because we've popped the sink in there. We've had to make the storage unit this size to get those containers in, but it sort of creeps in just a little bit, which is fine. So we've put the door, inset the door on this one just to get that, so the door just misses the edge of the bed, but it needs to be that wide to get those containers in. And then we've surface mounted these doors along the unit. So again, this was what the customer requested. They wanted to be able to remove both of these bench seats. So he's a keen mountain biker and he likes to take his bike with him. So the idea is to take these two bench seats out, put the bike in, strap it down however he pleases, and then he can use the vehicle for doing that kind of thing. And then obviously when he's finished with the bike, he can put the bench seats back in and he can use it as his little micro camper. So we've got a couple of storage compartments. We've got one there shelved off, so you get some decent sized stuff in there, maybe cups and plates and what have you. Bit of food. And that, so with the electrics, this is what I was just saying about the bench seats. Obviously we can't put anything underneath the bench seats because they need to be able to be removed. So electrically wise, we've had to put everything into this cupboard. So he's got his leisure battery, he's got his bank of fuses, and then inside there we've got the consumer unit, RCD protected. We've got the Sargent transformer charger, and then we've got the Sterling DC to DC charger. Because this is a newer vehicle, we've had to put the smart sort of charger in rather than your normal split charge relay without having a smart alternator. So that's the storage. But if he does put these bench seats in here, Then he has got storage underneath both of these as well, which we'll get to. Just coming back to this, like I say, that they've chosen all the materials themselves, i.e. the colour of the worktop, the colour of the units, whatever edging, the upholstery that they've gone for, the colour of the trimming on the seat bases. So we've got, like I say, that's your switch for your pump. It's always nice to isolate it in case you just happen to have the micro switch on the tap up. Then obviously it'll just start chucking water out. So it's nice to isolate it with a switch. It's got a 240 socket, your 12 volt power socket, and then your two USBs, 1 amp, 2.1 amp. Again, that's, you know, your 240 should be so far away from your water basin, so that's why it's over that side and it's measured out. And then coming down to the other end of the unit, we've got another row of sockets. So we've got the 240, we've got the battery level indicator, tells you the health of your battery, and then we've got another 12 amp socket. I've purposely put this socket this way so that the lead trails off the back to use whatever appliance they're using there. Just made a little bit of sense. So yeah, this, like I say, with this being bespoke, this was another option that the customers asked us for, which we don't normally do, but you know, there's no limits to what we can't do, I suppose, within reason. And he's asked for a partition curtain, so that's just on a rail above the cab. So it just drops down behind the back of the seats. Got your tie backs, one either side. It does click together. This is actually a partition curtain for a Volkswagen T5 T6, but we thought we'd utilise it for the same purpose in this. So it's just the rail across the top. Okay, we've got a slight bit of a gap there and that side, which I suppose we can put another popper on there to close that up. It's not too much of a bother, but it gives you enough privacy. It's absolutely fine. I would imagine the customer's going to have some kind of blinds on the windows, possibly internally. So yeah, no, that's enough privacy. But that, again, that's just something else that makes it a little bit more bespoke to what we normally do, is having the curtain. I leave the poppers constantly attached, and then it's just a case of undoing your centre poppers, slide the curtain back. It's not in the way of the seat belts. It's not in the way of anything else while you're travelling. It's not in the way while you're using the van. But it's just there. Obviously it was requested, so we fitted it. Just touching on this area, because he wanted the full length of the floor, we've had to raise this floor where the footwell was for the passengers in the rear, and we've had to make it sturdy enough for him to, one, put his bike in, and two, he's going to sit there. So normally we end the floor where the original floor ends, and then we make the base of the seat sort of longer to sit in this footwell. But obviously, making them removable, we needed to have a fully flat surface to work on. So we've extended the floor, we've braced it underneath, and we've just attached it to the step. And then, like I say, we've put a solid floor in so that it's nice. He can sit anywhere along any of these bench seats and feel like he's nice and stable. So that's the storage for the dining table, and there's a couple of positions that we put this in. Again, another crucial thing for this particular customer was having access through that side loading door. which I think is quite handy, definitely. So you still get a decent size length unit. You can have, I mean, these beds are 6 foot long. It's probably the longest bed that we put in a micro camper, but it is, like I say, the Grand Tourneo, so it's quite a bit longer. Now it's on an adjustable leg, so we can move it up and down, and it's on the rail, so it can be slid up and down, and then it just gets locked on in position. So yeah, you can use that. You've got this bit of worktop, you've got that bit of worktop, get in and out of this side. Yeah, that's the good thing about the Grand Tourneo. Quite a bit longer, not any wider, but still. I'll show you the bed shortly. I'm just going to show you the other position for this table, which we normally do on most of our micro campers, and that is the rail for outside as well. Again, with this adjustable leg, if you're on a bit of rough ground, you can pop your table there. Again, you can take out your bench seat, put a picnic rug down, bring your bench seat out, and you can sit and relax outside and still use your table. So the bed's on this, like I say, it's 6 foot long, and we got your handle at the front. It's just a case of you pull it out as far as it comes, and then you drop in your infill or your backrest into that space, and then we do the same around the front. So this is 850 wide, this bed. We can alter the size of the bed. We do them 800, we do them 900. You can even have a metre if you wanted to, but obviously the more you increase the bed width, the less unit you get. And the more you decrease it, the deeper the unit you can get. So we can get in and out of this side loading door. Still, when the bed's down, use his worktop. Got access to his electrics. And then the other thing that we do on these, which we always do anyway, is we pop the button on the back door. So if you are sat inside and you want to get out the back, that just works the lock on the back door. You push it and away you go. And we use, again, with the upholstery, you can pick any colour you like, obviously within reason, but it's gone for a match with the carpeted trim that we put on the sides, which is quite nice on this one. And you can change the depth of your foam as well. So because we have an in-house upholsterer, we can do 50mm with the Dacron, we can do the 75mm, we can even go 100mm if you really want to go deep. Obviously the deeper you go, the more chance you've got of touching the ceiling. But this is quite a nice size foam, comfy to sit on, nice to sleep on, and you're not bashing your head off the ceiling. So yeah, just pop your backrest back on, push your base in, let that lock in. That's gone too far back. And there we have it, another micro camper conversion. Bespoke to what we normally do, although it's a similar layout, like I say, you know, furniture down one side, 2 bench seats. Sometimes we'll put the L-shaped bench seat that way and you extend it forwards. Obviously we need access through the side of this one. That's good. Sink was a must. The electrical package that we do, and a removable seat. So it's sort of bespoke in that aspect of the build. So we are GB Camper Conversions. based in Tamworth, Staffordshire. We have a website, www.gbcamperconversions.com. There's a phone number on there, there's a contact form. You can drop us an email, give us a call. It's coming into the season now, so I imagine it's going to get quite busy. If you want to drop a thumbs up on the video, I'd be very, very happy. Or if you want to subscribe to the channel, if you like what you see, that'd be fantastic. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.